What's going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. As you can see, this year is the month of full houses, or the year of full houses, as it were. Year of the Horse is doing all the things and all the stuff. We've got all the battle riders coming in, all the cavalry. This week, from northern Kentucky, where exactly are you all around the Florence, y'all area of Kentucky?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's where
absolutely.
I live.
Minutes away.
Florence, y'all. And if y'all don't know what that is, there's a giant fucking Colonel Sanders, like red and white striped water tower as you're coming into Florence that says Florence, y'all. And we have the members of Highgate here. Go ahead and around the room and introduce who we are and what we do for the group.
My name's Steve. I play drums.
Hello, Steve.
I'm Jamie. I play bass and guitar.
Hell yeah.
And my name's Greg. I do vocals.
Hell yeah, Greg. Nice to meet you. Jamie, nice to meet you as well. You got some pretty cool stuff going on here in the background. You know, you got the banners and the flags, the vinyls, and then Greg's painted white wall. No, it's all basic. Good. Yeah, hey, I get it. You know, the rest of my house is basic as well. This is just like the one room I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm customizing. When I moved in, it's like, it's gonna be here. Now I can hang the Starship Enterprise and the Millennium Falcon in a dogfight from the ceiling if I wanted to.
Awesome.
That's your cake.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it really is. I mean, I'm such a nerd, but who in metal's not really over something?
Amen.
You know. So, as I said, Northern Kentucky, doom oriented, kind of black sludge, as it says on the Metal Archives page.
Okay.
From Northern Kentucky, Highgate. Dudes, what's up? How is 2026 so far for you guys? How's the Northern Kentucky experience going?
Lots of traffic as usual. Lots of traffic getting into Cincinnati.
Sure.
Right? But yeah, but things have been great. This new album coming out for the first time. We have a full length in 13 years. It's just phenomenal. I don't know, just to have people that are still interested in anything that we do after all this time is just mind blowing to me.
Regarding the Metal Archives, it shows that the first demo came out in 2006. And that's 20. This is 20 years of Highgate.
20 years, yeah.
At this point for releases. Yep. So I'm in a similar situation with my thrash band Overload from Louisville.
Okay.
And we started in 2007. And as the years have gotten by, we've noticed that our kind of release structure has changed a bit, where we were doing stuff like every year and a half, whatever, to now we're like once every couple of years doing a couple things, maybe an album, maybe an EP, whatever. How have you all changed the game of when you first got together? And obviously life happens, families happen, things like that. So tell everybody out in Metal Forge land how you all still continue to come out and do new things and still just get together and do band stuff.
Well, I mean, I think it probably starts with just ideas, I mean, is anyone feeling inspired? Do we have anything as far as anything creative flowing? You know what I mean? Because if you're forcing it, it doesn't really feel right. So we just kind of let the creativity and the muse happen naturally, and just I'll put some riffs on my phone or something, and shoot them to Steve, shoot them to Greg, see if anyone is like interested in them at all, you know what I mean, or do they suck, and that's kind of, for me, that's kind of how it starts.
Okay, so you're just sitting there, and I'm sure you do the same thing that, like, I guess anybody who's a musician probably does something of the similar.
Yeah.
You get this little earworm that hits, and then you're never near your instrument. You're always around like a guitar. You're never around a guitar or
Yeah.
bass.
Yes.
So either nowadays you're singing it into the phone.
Yep.
And in the old days, like 2005 and before, when all that stuff wasn't readily available, you were probably sitting there, kept singing it to yourself all day, so you didn't forget it when you got home.
Try to remember.
Yeah, it's like that was a pretty cool sounding riff in my head. Holy shit,
Yeah.
I gotta do this. So when you're doing that, do you still have recordings and tapes and stuff from back then?
Oh, absolutely. We have demos and demos and demos. We have cassette tapes of early stuff we did. We have CDs of stuff that we burned, all kinds of stuff. So we have pretty much everything we've ever done documented from the inception of the band until now. Like it just, even if it's just a riff, if it's just a measure, whatever it is, we have every bit of that. And that's another way that we get to make the albums is what stands out in your head. Just with doom metal, the riffs are so infectious, and when you're in bed at night and you hear that, you hear the vibration of the amplifiers in your head. You got a good riff there, and that's a good structure for everything. So we've always recorded every single thing that we've done. We probably have 2 albums worth of full songs that are completed that we've never properly recorded before. So it's all good. It's all good stuff. And like Jamie said, we just try to find everything that goes together, mixes together well, and just try to see where we're at. And just this world we live in just provides so much I guess just inspiration to writing the kind of music, the kind of anger that we put forth. So it's good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, also the just with the world events that have happened in the last couple of years and stuff like that. When we talk about a
Right.
muse, that's a muse for us. Just everything going on in the world today and everything. It really just takes a toll on you and just weighs you down and stuff like that. And me personally, at least, I draw inspiration from that. I mean, I try to transfer all these negative things that happen in the world into something positive and try to put into our art that we do. It's just that's at least where I come from.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you have to, because if you don't, then you just become the news cycle. And who wants another fucking news outlet at this point?
Exactly.
You want it's the thing. It's like you want the news out. I mean, and you all are all older guys, just like I am. You remember before the news cycle became what it is today, where all of the influencer news before that shit happened.
Yeah.
Like, where it was information. And I think that's what, a lot of, especially in modern metal, who write about such topical events like, ICE and, a tyrannical government and stuff, because that's across the board with most metal in general, whether it's thrash, doom, whatever they're doing. They're talking about the injustices from the fucking ruling class of people.
Right.
Yeah.
So it almost comes to a point where it's like, a lot of people get their information from bands now, and they always did. And it's just like, well, I mean, I can honestly sit there and say, and looking at Jamie's background here, you can see some really cool fucking albums. Like, you see the Heaven and Hell album of The Devil there. You see Danzig, you see fucking Rush. So your music taste, I can see, is eclectic. And I think, honestly, unless we had somebody directly related to it, probably most of our first experience with shit like World War II was probably from listening to The Wall.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. Definitely.
And then going in to and like doing, reading about it and stuff like that. Like, Roger Waters' dad being in the RAF and shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's really cool that, that you've got the stuff in the tank to do it. Now, when you're sitting there and you're recording this stuff and you're practicing this and you're just doing the jams and stuff, do you have music because I do personally, where you play something and you're like, that's a really good song. It might not be a Highgate song though. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this would be something more of like what a thrash band would do, or a traditional heavy metal style band would do. Do you write any stuff like that? And you're like, well, it'd be nice if we could put it out, but just doesn't work for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. We have a couple other outlets as well. I mean, me and Steve, we had a death metal band, Maggot Casket, that was
Mm-hmm.
going along until our close best friend, my brother and Greg, we lost a really close friend
Yeah.
in 2022 that was in our band, Sean Kirst, who what we were brothers, and we lost him.
Right.
But anyway, we were in the band together, Maggot Casket, and he was working on riffs for Highgate. So anyways, to answer your question, yeah, man, like we have stuff that we'll put aside and be like, this fits this, or this fits that, or this doesn't fit anything.
So do
Right.
you all consciously plan are you all going to release any of that stuff? Is like, I don't know.
So when he died,
Zignad, the the Danzig backwards, Zignad.
yeah, when Sean died, we kind of compiled a final Maggot Casket thing that was kind of the stuff that we were working on at that time.
Okay.
So, and it was kind of unfinished and raw, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's extremely raw. Yeah, it's you can
It
you can
had all
access
his
it
stuff
on
on it.
Apple Music.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was all
so-
the pieces he had helped work on before he died.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's honestly, to me, some of that stuff, like I've got a member that passed away after he had left the band. And yeah, it's hard to deal with it
is.
even though
really
you even if you like part on bad terms, we became amicable again after the fact, and had talked quite a bit, but like there's still nothing that braces you for that it's just like it's almost having a lover pass away,
Absolutely.
and
Yes.
you're just like, well, holy shit, I can't believe that this person that I made all this incredible art with, this magic with, is no longer here. And I still find myself going back and listening to demo versions and practice recordings with Jacob there.
Yeah.
Like there was this one time we had done, we just started fucking around. You know how the fuck around at practice works. Somebody starts noodling on guitar or bass or drums or a vocal line, Greg, where you're just, you just do the thing, and then somebody picks it up and takes it and starts to run with it. And we had one where it was Band on the Run, where we were just, and we're a 3-piece band.
Yeah.
And just the same. And it just happened, and it worked. And it was just like, that was pretty fun. We should probably work that out. And we never did.
Yeah.
So having that stuff, those memories to be able to go back and listen to, that's the rewarding part of it. And especially when you did I think you did the perfect thing where, and I think any artist, they did it with Tolkien, for example, Unfinished Tales.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like the same thing that, you release the working tracks, and that's great. I think that's super commendable. So something about you guys is a little bit of a different band. Not only are you 3-piece, but Jamie, you're on guitar and bass. Steve on drums, as you said, and Greg on vocals. So tell everybody about Highgate. Give them the rundown of the story. We kind of got off on a tangent there. And Greg, go ahead with that.
So Highgate, when we first started out, I was on guitar with Jamie. We both did vocals, and then Steve on drums. And through the years, we've gone through some lineup changes. We've actually been a little fluid with our instruments. Jamie, as you said, is now playing both guitar and bass. And I haven't played an instrument for a little while. About about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, I actually lost my eyesight. And this, our band, we've, not trying to quote unquote get in a pissing contest with other bands or anything like that, but we've been through a lot. We lost our brother Sean on August 1st, 2022. Steve went through a lot a few years back. He had a back injury that got really severe, and he couldn't do anything for quite a few months.
Oh, wow.
And then, just with me losing my eyesight, about 3 years ago, you want to talk about things to write about, as far as like music's concerned, we definitely had the subject matter out there. It wasn't just the things happening outside in the world, it was the things happening with us as well. So this album really is, not only is it, we get pretty political in it, but it's also very personal for us. It's almost like an exorcism. I almost look at it like an exorcism or a catharsis of just everything that's gone on over the past few years with the band and everything like that. And it's just, we dedicate it to, our brother we lost, Sean, and, just this is really just a distillation of everything that's gone on with us in the past few years. And that's honestly what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's a release,
Yeah.
Yeah. The album process is such and writing a song is one thing. Okay, we all know that.
Yeah.
We all writing a song, we've all had that one thing where it's like you get that hook. But then when you start to write a second and a third and a fourth, and then you're like, holy shit, this might be something. And then when you start getting it together, and then like the subject matter from song to song, the emotions, the events that you just you can't go on with it inside of you anymore. That catharsis of writing it out. I'm much akin to, it's like, I'm sure we've all got that friend that, you're just like, you're always there for, or you've got that person who's always there for you, and that you literally could cry on their shoulder if you needed to. And they just tell you, let it out. I'm sure we all have that or have been that for somebody. And that's what writing an album is to me. That getting those events out of us, those emotions, those the not even just negativity, but even some of that positivity that happens can, you can just be it, you just are too much to deal with. And you just have to do it. And it sounds like you all totally had that going on, especially considering it was 13 years between full lengths.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'll be honest with you. If I didn't have music, I don't know if I'd be on this planet anymore, because at the end of the day, it all comes back to music for me. And I'm pretty sure that Jamie and Steve would say the same thing. Like, it's literally, beyond my family and stuff like that, it's one of the most important things in my life. And to be able to channel all these things that have happened into, like, just into this outlet, it's just, I'm so thankful for it. And it's been, just like I said, it's been really cathartic. It's helped. It's been therapy, at least personally for me. It's been therapeutic. It really has. And it's just so nice to be able to get with your brothers like this. I actually live in Columbus, Ohio now. I live a couple hours away from them, but through the magic of technology and everything like that, we were able to do this album. And just being able, these two guys are my best friends in the world, and to be able to make another album with them 13 years later, it's just been amazing. So, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, and the stuff that was put out between full lengths as well, because I mean, you there's still a pretty decent amount of stuff there that you had the 2014 split and everything, but like so. I'm sure now that, like, obviously music, we're on a music podcast, we're on a heavy metal life culture podcast, that like, so we metal, it's metal every day, as I say, and the thing about it is like with Greg, I'm sure with metal being your life before the incident with your eyesight going out, that even now it's so much more because as they say, how when you lose a sense, another becomes extremely heightened or whatever. You pick things out. And so one of my questions about that is with the new album, is there a possibility of doing live stuff at all? I mean, obviously, because playing guitar and bass on the album versus doing it live, obviously there's ways to do that now, as Greg mentioned, through the magic of technology. We're able to do so many things. And I know a band who plays with a fake bass player. No, like for real, they play to just a bass track.
Okay. Yeah.
So
okay.
like, and it worked because they're all on the click anyway, so it works for them. But I mean, so would there ever be an opportunity for another live show? And or have you played any shows since losing your sight, Greg?
No, I haven't. I would say never. I don't know at this time really. Like we talked about maybe doing like a live like video type thing, just to kind of like, I guess, test the water, so to speak, and kind of go from there. We're still in the kind of planning stages of that, but I'm open to it. It's it's been a little bit over 3 years, and I'm still learning new stuff every day. Like when this first happened, it was taking me 15 minutes just to plug something into the wall or anything like that, and I've learned tips and tricks ever since then to make things better. But I just, with not having my sight now, I just have to make sure, like, whatever we do, it just has to be something that's relatively. Stages might be a little bit of a trouble, if you know what I mean, because I take one wrong step, I break a hip and it's all over. But other than that,
See, that's where you need like the valet line.
Yeah, there you go.
Like the red velvet. You need the two gold. You need the two gold stands posts and the red velvet rope. And imagine how fucking badass that would look on a stage with blue fucking lights on it.
Yeah.
And that doom fucking hits in the smoke. Dude, it's perfect.
There you go. Nice. That'd be awesome. But yeah, no, I mean, I
it's like, don't touch the vocalist.
Exactly. I'd be open to it for sure. Like but we'll see. Like the future will tell, I guess you'd say. But we'll see what happens.
Definitely. And there's so many awesome bands out there that that have, and everybody's different. We all have our own things that are going on. I'm type 2 diabetic, and so I have to really manage that. If I'm playing in a bar, we played at a place here recently called Terre Haute Brewing Company. Okay. And as much as I wanted to try some fucking really cool beer that they had, it's like, I can't do it because it will send my sugar through the roof, or, the alcohol will make me bottom out. Right. And I could go into a diabetic coma, and I'm not about doing that in my 40s,
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen behind the music with Bret Michaels and Poison. I remember that story with him passing out after a show. No, I'm not doing that. So the album coming out on March 27th, here in just a couple weeks by the official release date of this, because this will be Friday the 13th.
Nice.
Yeah, so you'll be the second weekend in March.
Okay.
What do you all? I mean, Clawhammer sent me the message, and I'm just like, how do I know this name? I mean, it's like this name looks so familiar. And then I realized that we already were following each other on the Instagram page.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
But like, so for being the Doom band and everything, I do want to say the fucking logo is killer.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Thank you.
all good logos are fucking like Chef's Kiss. It's like Chef's Kiss logo, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, like on your shirt, Jamie Danzig, you know,
Classic.
that logo is
Yeah.
simple as fucking can be.
Yeah.
It's just these block letters that are off from each other just a tad bit, but it's perfect for what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's about your alls as well. But I will say it kind of resembles another logo for me because of like the big the bigger lowercase h and the bigger e of the band Terror.
Oh, okay. All right.
So like recently
yeah.
played in Louisville, but it's like Terror, the way it's written out looks like the same. It's like the same like layout like the Highgate logo. So I instantly get that, oh, that kind of looks like Terror. Terror kicks ass. I wonder if these dudes kick ass. And I'm like, and of course, pleasantly surprised that yeah, you all do. So
Thank you.
awesome
Thank you.
logos make
Thank you.
the metal world go round.
It's a new logo, you know. I mean, our old logo was a font, you know, that we had for years, and I thought it was like, let's find an artist who can really give us a kick-ass logo, you know.
Oh, sure.
And yeah, and the guy's Rotting Rain, and he's on Instagram, and you know, we're really thankful because that was the first thing he handed over, first draft, and we were like, this is it, definitely, you know. So
and I come from that era too. I come from that era as well, where font downloading
yes,
was the fucking thing, and you had all of you had like the Iron Maiden font, you had the AC/DC font, you had the Metallica font, the Megadeth, the Led Zeppelin stuff. You know, everybody had it on their computers at that point, so they could do it. And
exactly.
It was just like and everybody tried their name in that font to see what it looked like. And they never looked as good as the band like who originated,
right.
Which is great. But I love that because we had Overload had just that font as well. And I was just, you know, like, and it was just like, yeah, third album's coming out. I've got to get something fucking different. I am not for the idea, this grand idea that I have. I'm not fucking putting this fucking font on that. No,
you spend all the time doing it. It's like, let's make it look as good as you know, like we put effort into it, you know.
And it had been 13 years. So, yeah, with 13 years of the other one. So it was like, it was time to reinvent it a little bit too.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's a massive thing. So with the album coming out March 27th, what are y'all most looking forward to with it? I mean, obviously, you know, the reception that it gets, but aside from that, like, what's the rewarding part for Highgate once that album is officially released?
Well, for me, it's a tribute to our friend, and it's just like Greg was saying, all the stuff that we've gone through, and it's just to have that album finally come out for us to all be alive, be healthy, be here, and still making music. To me, it's just the ultimate triumph for us, and so this album, for me at least, it means more than anything that I've ever done, and I've been playing music since I was 13, so for me. This is the most special thing. Like he'd mentioned, my back went out for about 6 months. I was in bed. You know, we've had all kinds of issues with job stuff going on. Our best friend in the world, our writing bandmate, passed away on us, and we're finally here. We have this album, and we made it, and we're healthy again, and we're going to pull through this, and we have something positive to show for everything that we did. And that's why this is more important to me than any album we've ever done. It's because we're still here, and we made this album, and it's as nasty as it was when we were kids, and I love it.
Yeah. It's a celebration. As dirty and nasty as it is a celebration in itself. And the release is the reward, honestly. It really is. It's the accomplishment. Hopefully people hear it and it gets into people's hands, you know. Other than that, you know, I mean, I don't think we really care, you know.
Yeah,
it is
we
the
don't.
reward. It's the reward,
Yeah.
you know.
The thing about Highgate is when we started, we always made music for us. Like we never really cared about like I mean, it just we made the music we wanted to hear, and we made the music. You know, we were just it was all about us getting together as friends and like having these ideas in our head and making them, and just with losing Sean and everything like that. Just the fact that 13 years later, or at least between albums, that we just like Steve said, it's the fact that it's almost surreal. It's finally here now. It was this album's been what about 2.5, 3 years in the making, something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
about 3 years in the making, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just finally,
Yeah.
it's been by far the longest album we've ever worked on,
Yeah.
like time wise. But just the accomplishment, and just to be able to do it with these two dudes, that's and just
Yeah.
to pay tribute to our friend. That's what it's about.
And we're gonna find ways, we're gonna find ways to work together. And like Greg mentioned, we're gonna try some in studio live type stuff, and maybe
Yeah.
some things like that down the road with maybe
Yeah.
some just some live EPs or something like that, or live
Yep.
like collaboration stuff that we do together in the room together. Greg mentioned he
Right.
lives in Columbus, Steve lives in Walton. We haven't really been together in writing this album, and I think it is time now. We will be getting together and figuring out how else we can celebrate this and
Yeah.
make this a lasting event that us in our late 40s have managed to come together and make what we feel like is a really good album.
Definitely. And here's the whole thing, like this day and age, it's not always about, you don't always have to perform it live anymore.
Right.
But the cool thing about it is like, I think of, like, as you said, another way to celebrate it.
Yes.
You could totally book a show and have a listening party in between it.
Yeah,
Where you
exactly.
have like an extended fucking like a mixer thing with all of your fucking friends and friends' bands and shit. Dude, that's like, because we're all fucking getting old, we can't fucking all get in the mosh pit anymore.
Right.
I mean,
Amen.
Because as Greg said earlier, fucking fall down and break a fucking hip or some shit.
Right.
Yep.
And
Right.
and we joke about people like Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley who just retired in their 70s.
Right.
Yeah.
But like,
Exactly.
and here we are in our 40s doing this. But yeah, I mean, like it's the celebration of everything that makes it work. And I dig that completely.
Definitely.
Hell yeah. So let's ask some general questions. These are about you as people. Doesn't have to be necessarily music related or anything like that. It's just kind of, what would you do in your day to day kind of deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you wish you had more time to do?
Me personally, I wish I had more time with my family. That and probably more time to listen to podcasts.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
I,
some
I,
of my podcasts can get into the 2 to 3 hours at this point. And that's
Yeah,
a lot. That's a big deal.
oh yeah, yeah. I've got a few like just obviously I listen to everything now, and just I really have gotten hardcore into the podcast world because it's honestly I don't trust the media now, so I go to independent media to get my news and things like that. So listen to a lot of podcasts, but most of all, I wish I had more time spent with my family. They're all very busy, and we do get together. And, we're close, and we try to spend as much time as possible. But wish I had more time. So
Hell yeah. Steve, Jamie.
Jamie, what do you
Steve?
got, man? For me personally, I wish I had more time to play music. Like I wish I had more time to dedicate to it. You know, that I just am always at work, always on the go, always something. You know what I mean? And it just seems like that. You know, the older we get, like you said, we're all in our 40s. The older we get, it's hard to start. You know, to juggle a career and juggle a family and still be able to have time for your band and for your music. And for me, I just wish I had more time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree. And you know, playing music, and I would say the one thing that I just never get to that is something that I really enjoy is reading. Like I have a bookshelf full of books that I haven't read that I would really, you know, someday like to get to. But, you know, I'm with Steve, like playing music is something that is you know, the older you get and the more family response, the more things that life throws at you, it is hard to find the time to really, you know, sit down and play, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And, you know, I agree with all of those. Yeah. Because for me, finding time to do it, especially, you know, I'm like the rarity here. I don't have family or anything.
Okay.
I don't have kids or a spouse or anything like that. I mean, I've got like mom and brother and though that family, but not like, you know, sharing a home with family.
That's
And
still family. So either way, I mean,
yeah, but like yeah, they've got all their stuff that you know you still have to do and make and all that
right.
stuff too. But like you know, even being in a band with people around my age that do have families, it's like you know you realize that you can't just go 100% all the time because they can't go 100% all the
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
because kids get sick and then they get sick because the kids got sick and then it passes around the house for a month and you know and just because and you miss practice because of it.
Right.
It's like
Right.
I have actually that's where this show comes in to it
Okay.
a little bit because like in the off time of practice I get to talk to bands like you know and like I'm at a practice you know
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Definitely.
hell yeah this or that, would you rather go down in flames or in a blaze of glory?
In a blaze of glory, absolutely. For me. Jamie,
Blaze
you
of
want to go
glory.
go down in flames like Ozzy?
I don't. I Yeah, I guess. I don't really know. I don't know. Fade away. I'm a fade away kind of guy. I guess I don't really know. I don't want to burn out hard. I would rather just rot. You know, slowly rot.
Blaze of glory for me. I agree with Steve.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, I think mine differs day to day.
Yeah.
That's fair.
There's some days where, you know, I guess as they say we can all be petty bitches, but
Yeah.
and on those days, I'll probably just go down in flames.
Yeah.
But then there's the stuff that we stand up and do and because either nobody else knows how to or nobody else is willing to, but so we do.
Yeah.
And though that's the blaze of glory. And so
Right.
there's days like that too.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I get all that. And that's then and so yeah, for me it's a differ from day to day. So
Nice. Nice.
um when you all travel like personally, if you get to, did you ever like look up any kind of films that might have been filmed in the area or something, or did you travel to a place knowing a film was filmed there?
Eh, for me, not really, but I work downtown Cincinnati, and it's kind of funny. They've been filming the new Superman movies down there.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, so we've got to see some of that. Like I move trucks at night, and we'll be downtown moving trucks, and you'll see they'll have roads blocked off, and they'll have the film crews out. They'll have the cars with the cameras strapped on them. Seen some stuff like that. Just some really cool like actual footage of seeing it filmed, and then Music Hall in Cincinnati, they actually used it for the Justice Center in the Superman movie. So it was just while I'm working, I get to watch all of that being filmed. So that's not exactly traveling, but it was still very interesting to see.
Yeah, that definitely is. And then of course, okay, so like you guys, you said you're in your late 40s.
Yeah.
I'm 46.
I'm in my early 40s. So I'm 40, I'll be 43 in April.
Okay.
So I remember syndication television as a kid.
Yeah.
And with Steve just mentioning it,
WKRP.
goddamn right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And and honestly, this is why this is a thing.
Nice.
WKRP.
It inspired you.
Awesome.
Yeah, because
awesome.
Johnny Fever was such a fucking badass.
So cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and it's like for me, I always love seeing like the actors from that show pop up in other things.
Oh yeah.
Like I was just watching an episode of something and he popped up as a judge. Johnny Fever.
Wow.
Did. And I'm like,
Nice.
wow, it's Johnny Fever. That's cool. But no, so like seeing like WKRP's opening in Cincinnati from when that show started in 78. So all of that was filmed in the 70s. And I love stuff like that where, you can see what's going on. And in like 10 years, Steve, that's going to be a different little cityscape because businesses are going to close. Shit's going to get demolished. Things are going to be rebuilt. And like, that's like a time capsule to seeing fucking downtown Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like they're building a new bridge right now. It's a traffic nightmare for the next 5 years to go from Kentucky into Ohio. Yeah. That'll change. That'll change the entire, every bit of the layout right there altogether for that too. So every picture you'll get from there on will be completely different as well.
Yeah.
And I know you all are from Florence, but I'm going to sit here and say fucking the Kentucky side on the bridge shit are for fucking snakes. Because I'm at the 3 or like 5 or 6 Indiana bridges.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got one here in New Albany. We've got one in Jeff and Clarksville. Actually, we've got 2 that go there, or 3 now, because we've got the Clark Bridge, which goes right into downtown at 2nd Street. We've got the Kennedy and Lincoln Bridge. That 165 South goes one way on one bridge and north goes the other way.
Okay.
We've got a walking
Jesus.
bridge. We have a walking only bridge.
Yeah.
There's a train bridge between, and then we've got an East End bridge also.
That's insane.
A lot of bridges.
And like we have tolls on the Kennedy and Lincoln and the East End Bridge because Indiana paid for all of that.
Yeah.
And Kentucky would not sign off on their half.
Wow.
So
well,
I have
Ohio,
a $70 tow bill because of Mitch fucking McConnell.
All right.
Fucking dick bag.
Don't get me started.
Ohio stole the Kentucky River from us and named it and never gave us anything for it. So
that is
fair
true.
play.
But dude, like, so here's something that was cool in recent history, and I'm sorry, Greg, that like you didn't get to actually witness
it's fine.
that the river freezing for the most part.
Yeah.
Did it up there as well? Because in Louisville, we had almost a solid sheet across the whole river, only like where the barges had broke through.
Yeah, it was pretty similar. It was pretty similar here too. Like I would drive to work and you would see it. Like the barges were doing the same thing. They were having the ice broke up for the barges. I don't think it ever froze solid though, but it was crazy.
No.
You could see giant chunks of big muddy ice floating through it though.
Yeah. And in my lifetime, that's the first time I'd ever seen the river that way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Me
because
too.
like it happened in the 70s,
Right.
Exactly. The blizzard of
Right.
70, whatever.
Yeah. And being like an 80s baby, I missed all that shit. But I've always thought that was such a fascinating thing because they were out there walking across the river.
Yes.
Right.
Back and forth. It's like,
They got the picture of the guy driving the yellow Volkswagen across the river too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Which who is your kid crush movie star?
Hmm.
That's a good one. I'll go Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia.
Of course, from Return of the Jedi.
Princess
Of
Leia.
course. Of course.
Who'd you say, Steve?
I haven't said anybody. I was thinking about it. I don't know. I don't, teenager wise, probably Joey Lauren Adams from Mallrats back in the day. You know, when I was a teenager, I was all about her. So we'll go there.
Okay, yeah. She had that dude, like I met her at a con a few pre-pandemic.
Okay.
And
That's cool.
That was a rad experience because we're introduced to her in Chasing Amy,
Right.
where she is a comic book artist signing autographs and doing a panel at a con in the 90s.
And then you meet her at a con.
like 25 years later, I am meeting her doing a con as herself. And I was like, that's kind of serendipitous. She's like, yeah, it's kind of like the snake eating its own tail.
Definitely.
And I was like, dude, that's pretty fucking rad,
Right,
so that's
full circle.
Yeah, so Joey Lauren Adams is pretty fucking rad. And she is gorgeous still to this day.
Nice.
Greg, who do you have?
I think I'd have to go the same thing as Jamie. I think Carrie Fisher growing up for sure. Because I was obsessed with Star Wars. Like, I mean, most kids our age were, but yeah, and definitely Return of the Jedi for sure.
Yeah, I could see that. Elizabeth Shue.
Well,
nice.
That's a good one. That's
definitely a good one.
Karate Kid,
for me.
Karate Kid, yes.
Karate Kid, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Primarily 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah.
She's had some pretty good career stuff. But yeah, she was always a crush growing up. Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah.
What's a food product that was around when you were a kid that you miss today?
I got one. There was I'm a big like Hostess, cakes, any kind of junk food stuff. There was I like the like chocolate pudding pies. But when we were kids, there was like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle themed chocolate. It wasn't chocolate; it was like a vanilla pudding pie, and it was like
green inside.
Yeah, I believe it was green inside, and it might have had green frosting on the outside of it. I don't remember, but those things were the shit. And obviously, ecto coolers. Those were.
I was literally about to say ecto coolers. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Hell yeah!
There is somebody. I saw a video. It was on a reel the other day where he made homemade ecto cooler.
Oh yeah,
and it's like blue Gatorade and this and that and this and and it turns this like weird green color like that. And apparently it's like spot on. So once I see that video again, I'll search it and I will share it and tag it.
Nice. I might have to make those.
Yeah.
So I've got one more too. Back when in the 80s, it might have been even in the 90s, there was a Kool-Aid flavor called Purple Source Rex, and it was the greatest Kool-Aid flavor ever. I think it was lemonade and grape.
Yes, awesome. I remember that.
Incredible.
Huh.
Right. For me, it's peanut butter Twix. Like they'll make them for a while, then they'll pull them and they're gone, and then you see other ones like the cookies and cream, and you're like, how dare you? You got to bring back the peanut butter. The rest of these are just they're not even on par.
And then they've got the salted caramel.
Right now, the peanut butter Twix is where it's at.
Peanut butter Twix were great. I will say that.
Right, you can't even find them on like Amazon or eBay to even find like an old expired box of them to get sent to you. So
damn,
it's like they've scrubbed the world of them.
Yeah, it's crazy, it's like the Mandela effect stuff. Like, right? Did it really exist?
Did it really happen?
Like, yeah. So I've kind of got a couple as well. Candy wise. Nestle Crunch, like the candy bar, had these like where they were just like the little clusters. They were like the Butterfinger BBs, but like Nestle Crunch. And
Clusters,
Butterfinger BBs for that matter, because they're not a thing anymore either.
No. Yeah.
But Nestle Crunch had those, and those were great because you like pour out a little bit and you're like, you know, like
I remember those for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one is it's more of a specific grocery chain item.
Okay.
So we had IGA here growing up. Grocery stores, and their knockoff brand soda in the 80s was like so fucking good. Like they had a black
IGA branded, like
yes,
IGA
it was
cola.
IGA branded, yes.
Okay, all right.
I remember that.
And they had a black cherry soda that was fucking amazing.
Nice.
And I can still remember the taste of it. And every time I have a new like brand of black cherry, I'm like, that's not the same.
Not even close, huh?
No, it's not the same.
Nice.
So yeah,
that
I
sucks.
miss IGA brand black cherry soda.
They made a vanilla cola too that I drank like in the 80s, like for a little while. IGA did. I remember that because that's where my parents didn't miss their shopping at our local IGA. But yeah, their sodas were good. I do remember that, Mark. That stuff was awesome.
Nice.
Hell yeah. What's a food that like people are just like, oh, this is the greatest fucking thing. You got to try it. And then you try it and you're just like, what the fuck was that? It's like that. I'm never eating that again. It's like, what food is that for you?
What did you say, Steve?
Takis. Those Taki things. Everybody all about them. There's like TikTok reels about them. They're disgusting. They taste like pure chemicals.
I love Takis.
So the Blue Heat Takis, like, no, I can't do them because they use the synthetic jalapeno dust.
And radioactive.
And fake jalapeno tastes nothing like real jalapeno to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like does cilantro taste like soap to you?
No.
Like, I get it. It does to me, but maybe I'm just like stupid or something, but like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't like gross me out. I've had soap in my mouth before. Yeah, it's unpleasant, but fucking, you know, it's all coming out the same. But like, yeah,
well,
the blue Takis, like the Blue Heat ones, no, I couldn't do them. Now, like the nacho cheese, they just tasted like Doritos to me.
Yeah.
Right, it says I don't even know what they are. They're the fire red looking ones on them. They should come
Fuego.
with they should come with a bottle of Tums. Like you take one bite of them things, they will destroy your night.
Yeah. I think they have the jalapeno dust on them too.
Yeah. I like food, man. I can't really think of anything. You got something, Greg? Yeah. I'll eat anything.
For me, my entire family eats sushi, and I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I've tried, and sushi is not my thing. Like no, not me. I can't get into it. I've tried, and I don't know. It's not for me.
Yeah.
I like my food. I once again going back to the whole basic comment. I like my food. Just heat it up, I guess you'd say. Like I like cooked food is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, sushi's an acquired taste, I think, because you get that point where it's just like some sushi, just tastes like gummy and mushy.
Oh,
yes, definitely.
And it's just like it's like got that weird mouth texture and shit. Yeah. But then there's other stuff like Crunchyroll that has that different flavor and everything. But like I'm not like really a fan of the seaweed either. So like the kelp sheets and shit. So yeah.
I'm definitely like a texture type person. So the texture just I think is what honestly when it comes down to what kills it for me.
Right. My wife, she eats grocery store sampler sushi, so that's rolling the dice.
Oh.
How long that's been sitting there in a
Oh.
little cup.
Well, if it's from okay, so like if it's from the IGA, I would question it. If it's from
Right.
Kroger, I know they go through that shit pretty quick.
Right.
Especially where I am. My Kroger here is like they're fucking from like 9 to 5. They are fucking doing that shit all day long.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
And
the deli's the
discounted
same way.
Yeah, they discount it on Wednesdays to make sure it gets gone. So it's
right.
They keep it fresh. So yeah, it's all good.
Now, go ahead.
I've
Greg.
seen it in gas stations, and that's the one where you're taking your life into your hands. I think. 'Cause it's definitely seen in gas stations.
That's
before.
exactly we're on the same page here. I was gonna say that because it's like I don't know about IGA for sure, but like gas station sushi.
Yeah.
No. There's some things at the gas station that you can get that are perfect, like Hunt Brothers Pizza if you're in the area for that stuff.
Yep.
You can get those little miniature like tacos that are fucking in there. But like no seafood. No, I'm not getting the gas station shrimp cocktail.
Not a chance. No.
No, not at all.
So I have one more question, but before we get to it, as always, links they're listed below. So give likes, shares, follows, go do all the things, all the stuff. Go buy merch. If they do go play live again, go do it. Go buy the new album because that's what this is all about. Is the celebration of friendship and the getting through the trials and tribulations of life and just doing the things that we all do. We're all normal fucking people to a degree. It's the crazy
to a degree.
Absolutely.
Well,
Mark.
I mean,
exactly.
For the most part, we're all kind of cool. But like then there's those weirdo motherfuckers that are like part of these fucking cult like churches and shit.
Exactly.
Fucking like Jim Jones. Those are the ones that you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
They're also in the upper echelon of government.
Yes.
But I digress.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
But
yes.
I digress.
Thank you, Mark. Yes. Yes.
Because that's not what this podcast is about. I think we all have a healthy distaste for it, and all of that, but we get all that in our day-to-day lives. So, dudes, thank you all for coming to the Metal Forge. I love this. This has been an awesome interview today, an awesome conversation. Do you all have any shout outs or anybody you'd like to promote or anything else you'd like to promote today?
Not really for me.
I would like to shout out Rotting Rain again. The guy he painted our album artwork and I have the painting hanging in my band room and he did our logo as well. So Rotting Rain on Instagram. And then I would like to mention Mike Montgomery, who is a Cincinnati staple in the music scene here for his work with the bands that he's been in through the years, but also he has a recording studio, Candyland Recording Studio in Dayton, Kentucky, and like he's doing the people's work. Like he's a really good person and he does really good work in studio or like we did. We recorded our stuff in studio and sent it to him and he mixed and mastered it. And he did an amazing job. And we're really, really thankful for him. He's a great person. So if you're looking for someone to finish your album for you, Mike Montgomery is absolutely the guy.
Right. I'm glad you brought all that up. I went blank. Yeah, both of these shout outs were absolutely worth it. Yes.
100%. And also, Mark, thanks to you for taking the time for letting us taking interest in us and this interview and everything like that, and taking time to let us talk about our album and our band and everything like that. So thank you, Mark, for this.
Dude, no, man, like Kentucky represent, I've had the pleasure of going to some shows up there, and obviously, Jamie, you had said that, and I didn't even, after you had said it, I remember actually meeting you up there.
Yeah. Okay.
At Black Circle.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I did meet you up there because when we got on, I thought you looked familiar. Yeah. And then you'd said that you had went to the Unto Others show up there, and I was like, oh fuck, that's where I know it. Yes,
sir.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
And that was a packed ass show. And
it was. It was a good time.
But no, seriously, Kentucky represent you dudes. I mean, we're all, like I said, we're all in this together as fucking musicians, as people, as just everyday life goers. So no, it's all about you guys and the music, and I appreciate you giving me the props too, Greg. I mean, I really do. But yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah,
So
for sure.
and shout out to Clawhammer as well for helping set this up and getting it going. And
Horror Pain Gore Death. Horror Pain Gore Death. The record label
for sure.
HPGD. Yep, definitely.
And just to the Florence, Covington, Cincinnati area venues up there, the Madison Theater, and I remember playing the little side room there.
Madison Live. Yep.
Yeah. When it was a thing. It's like an Indian restaurant now, isn't it?
No, it's a tiny little 100 and something bar. Me and Steve are seeing.
Is it still there? Cool.
We're seeing I Hate God and Crowbar there in a couple months, and it's it's sold out immediately because it's only 100 people size room or something like that. Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
So we're going to the matinee. So they added a matinee show, which is going to be weird. So we're going to get to go see this at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So the old school punk rock style, I guess, like at a VFW hall. So it should be pretty sick.
That's amazing. And Black Circle used to do those.
That's fun, man. Not everyone wants to be out late.
Yeah, exactly. Especially on
definitely not. Yeah.
Definitely on a Sunday. Hell yeah.
For sure.
And I'm going to be out on a Sunday tonight late because by the time I'm recording this, going to see Laid Back Country Picker.
All right.
Another Kentucky guy.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So my final question, is kind of out in space.
Okay.
Here, quite literally. I mean, I always like to bring up conspiracy, space, or what's out there after we go kind of shit. Do you believe that people, when they say they've been abducted by aliens?
I do.
1,000%. Yes.
I do.
I absolutely do.
I think some of them are crazy, but I think that absolutely there is something in this world besides us. There's no doubt about that. Me and my wife were out on our deck over the winter, and there was I don't even know how to describe it. It was literally like a train went over top of my house, and it had lights all over the bottom of it. I mean, it wasn't an airplane. It wasn't anything like that. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. And it was literally like as long as a train going over the top of my house.
Yes. Okay. So there is actually an explanation for that.
Okay.
So it's
flying trains.
It's Starlink.
Starlink.
Okay. What is Starlink?
Starlink is one of the things that Elon Musk is involved with.
Oh, great.
And basically it's like a network that is up in the atmosphere of space.
Great.
And they're pretty much, if you basically took like shipping containers.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what this looked like.
Yeah. And there's hundreds of them up there, and they're just orbiting the Earth.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a real fucking thing. And that is and that's shit that most people don't know about. They know about like Starlink but like they don't know of like the technology that's involved behind it.
Yeah, it was something to see, that's for sure.
Yeah. Out in the country, and you guys know in Kentucky, it's pretty well open skies, like most fucking country areas are. You can see a lot of fucking shit going on with just the naked eye.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Steve's especially out where he lives for sure.
Yeah. Like, you go into a fucking field and lay out in the field and just fucking look up on a fucking summer night, and you don't know what the fuck you're looking at.
For sure.
And it makes me kind of feel like, when fucking people like fucking Plato and Aristotle and fucking you fast forward up into like the 1500s and shit, when these people were doing it, it's still, we know just as much as they did.
Right.
It's
Right,
not a
right.
fucking thing.
Nothing. We know nothing.
Exactly.
It's like we think we know, we assume we know, but we don't know fuck all and nothing.
Yeah, we know
We
shit.
don't know what
Exactly.
lies beyond the surface of fucking like Jupiter. There's
Mhm.
probably some fucking weird ass fucking lava whales on that planet.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
yeah, I guarantee people have been abducted by aliens. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
100%.
for sure.
I mean, you look at the cases of like, was it Travis Walton and
yes.
and Barney Hill, people like that. Like,
Yeah.
you look at the facts, and I've seen a few documentaries on them, and I just there's just been too many incidents. There's definitely something to it. I mean, especially in 2026 and everything that's come out in the past even few years. What
Right.
is a quote unquote conspiracy theory anymore? I don't even believe in that term anymore, to be honest with you.
There's some truth in
it's-
all of it.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And you know, that's so interesting that you bring that up because we were talking on an episode. It might have been the Heavy Temple episode. Is the shred of truth behind conspiracy theories is that somebody involved had to brag about it.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why it's not widely believed, because it's like it's the suspension of disbelief. Well, there's no way that could happen.
Right.
Like,
Right. Exactly.
There's no possible way that could happen. So it's like a conspiracy theory, and then 6 months, a year, or 25 years later, 9/11 inside jobs.
Yeah.
Conspiracies being fucking, fucking holy shit.
Right.
We
This
didn't
was
know
real.
what we thought. We didn't know what we thought we fucking knew.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, Greg, you mentioned Travis Walton, and I love that story, and I love the film Fire in the Sky.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Based on it, and shout out to Jason Gardner, who's from Temptations Wings, as I'm wearing their band shirt today.
Okay.
He hates that film because of the alien abduction scenes. Because they terrify him.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like,
fair.
and they
I love
are
that movie.
pretty fucking
Yeah.
visceral. Like where they put the fucking like the grease in the guy's fucking mouth and the fucking metal fucking shit, and they're like, fuck. But yeah, like apparently his story was like debunked.
Oh,
yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah, that he had watched some, and we got to think this happened in the early 70s.
Okay.
But there was a TV program that he had watched like a couple of weeks before that, and he got to talking about it, and apparently he did stage his own abduction.
Wow, I did not know that.
Fucker.
Yeah, and like, but like, of course, that came out well after the movie did and everything. He never had to fucking pay anything back, but
it was a good story.
Yeah,
even like you look at people though. You can even go back to, there's a guy whose name escapes me, a gentleman who actually worked for the government. He says he was in Area 51 and saw ships. I can't remember the guy's name, but he made around a few podcasts. He's an engineer. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do, but I don't know the name.
Bob something. I can't remember his last name. But just hearing that guy talk, the things he says, he number one, you can tell he's not BSing anyone. He knows what he's talking about. He's not someone that comes across as someone that's like really out for fame or fortune or anything, because it took a long time for him to even talk about it in the first place. But he's come forward and said, that he, it's important that the people know, because we don't know at the end of the day how much the government has kept from us. And, with all, not to get political, but with all these files coming out now and everything else, and now they're talking about releasing a bunch of UFO files, or I don't know if they've already did or not, but they're talking about doing it. We don't know what the government knows.
Absolutely.
And I think 2026 is going to be a huge year. I mean, there have been so many things already happened in 2025, but I think 2026 is going to be a huge year, especially for UFOs, with all the hearings that are coming up on Capitol Hill too. That we're going to learn a lot of stuff about UFOs that we probably never knew.
Greg, isn't it like Bob Lazard or something?
Bob
Lazar or
Lazar.
something
Thank you.
like that.
Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
Bob Lazar. That's exactly who it is. Thank you,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sure.
Bob Lazar. That's a guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've listened to that guy talk multiple times.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll be the first to admit, I have to go on my bullshit detector, but I know a lot of detectives as far as that guy's concerned.
Yeah.
He
Seems
seems very,
legit.
very credible to
Yes,
me.
I agree.
But yeah, Bob Lazar. So like I also like Coast to Coast.
Definitely. Yes. Greg
Yep.
introduced
Arbella
me
is
to
the
Coast to
goat.
Coast. Yep. Greg introduced that to me 20 years ago. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
And they've actually got a podcast version that's the best of.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
listen to
they
that
they
religiously.
still release episodes, and they're like cut up from like old episodes, like questions and theories from old episodes. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Art Bell is literally one of my I guess people I look up to. Like Art Bell was literally the goat. I could listen to that guy talk for like hours and hours. He
Yeah.
was so interesting to me. Like his guest, and no one else was doing that. Like when he started doing that in the 90s, I think it was, no one else was doing that.
No.
And it just
No.
there's so many things he brought up in that show that like never got talked about. Even this day don't get talked about.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Another person who has a really good show like that, it's called Les Show, is by Harry Shearer. From
Okay.
The guy from Spinal Tap, right?
yes, Derek Smalls.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know
he's
that.
also on
What's
The
it called?
Simpsons. Les Show.
The show. I'll have to check that out. I didn't know
Yeah.
he had that.
Yep.
Huh.
He's been doing that for a while. He's on Forward Now Radio, which is a like nonprofit syndicated thing across the United States. He's on all kinds of
cool.
stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Dudes, thank you all so fucking much. On our way out today, we're going to play a song, and it's off of the new album.
Awesome.
And hell yeah, I'm excited to let people hear it. It's At Paranoia's Poison Door.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark.
Thank
Yep,
you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark,
Metal
for having
every
us.
day, everybody. Keep kicking ass. Do all the things.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza Donisi. Pizza Donisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street, so either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken, fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the ultimate underground metal tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza Donisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza Donisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. For 45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They're open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out. In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shade Beast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. Featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shade Beast Presents concert series.
Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shade Beast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The Sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soul Grinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code MetalForge10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now.
Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby.
In a broken wasteland, come to my fire and place your blood and steel upon my